Okay, today we're diving into a problem that honestly haunts so many successful businesses. It's called the quiet growth paradox. And it's this fascinating idea that the very thing that makes you great could be secretly putting a cage around your own growth. So let's get right into it. So let's make this personal for a second. I want you to think about your company's number one strength, that thing your clients just absolutely rave about. Now, what if that exact same thing is secretly your biggest limitation? It's a tough question, I know, but it's an absolutely crucial one if you're serious about taking things to the next level. And that tension, that's right at the heart of what we're calling the quiet growth paradox. It's a really subtle but incredibly powerful trap that a lot of service-based businesses fall into, and often they don't even see it happening. So what is it really? Well, it's when your success is built on something that's just incredibly hard to replicate. Imagine you're a world-class chef, famous for cooking every single meal yourself. The food is unbelievable, your reputation is gold, but you physically can't be in 10 kitchens at once. That's the paradox in a nutshell. And this right here is the classic catch-22. Your entire reputation is built on this close personal intimacy, but real growth, that demands reach. So the closer you are to each client, the harder it is to get more of them. How in the world do you solve that? To really get our heads around this, let's look at a real-world example. I want you to meet SAP Strategy and Solutions, a company that is living this paradox every single day. So SAP is a small business coaching firm, but they're the kind of firm that doesn't just email you a report. No, they get right in the trenches with their clients. I'm talking about setting up their QuickBooks, defining their KPIs, all the real hands-on nitty-gritty work. And because of that, their reputation is amazing, and their business has grown completely from people saying, you have to work with these guys. And this just lays it all out, doesn't it? It's the two sides of the exact same coin. On one side, you have this incredible client trust and loyalty. That's the strength. But it's built on a model that just can't scale easily. That strong reputation, it brings in referrals, sure, but it means their pipeline is totally unpredictable. Their greatest strengths are directly creating their biggest risks. And look, this isn't just some theory. The source material spells it out, saying that when you rely only on referrals, like SAP does, it leads to unpredictable fluctuations in client acquisition. So one month you're totally swamped, and the next, you're sitting there wondering where the next project is going to come from. That's just no way to build for the long term. All right, so it's a trap. The big question is, how does a business like SAP get out of it, especially without destroying the very thing that makes them so special? Well, the good news is there are some pretty clear pathways forward. Let's explore three of them. Here are the three main options on the table. First up, they can build authority. Become the go-to experts in their field so that clients are the ones seeking them out. Second, they can find allies, partnering up with people like accountants or lawyers to create a really solid, trusted referral network. And third, they can reach smarter, using digital tools, but in a really targeted way that still feels personal and high touch. But here's the thing, choosing a path isn't just about what works on paper. It's about what works for them. The biggest challenge, the real balancing act, is figuring out how to achieve growth without losing the very soul of the company. And you can see right here that every path has a price. Building authority through thought leadership, it's super powerful, but man, it is a long game with a slow return on investment. Forging partnerships, that's great for warm leads, but now you're kind of dependent on someone else's business. And going digital, it gives you amazing reach, but one wrong move and you can come across as cold and impersonal. There's no silver bullet here. And this really gets to the absolute heart of it. The goal can't just be more growth. It has to be deliberate growth. It has to be a strategy that scales the business without sacrificing its soul. So let's bring all this back home, back to you. After walking through SAP's journey, it's time to turn the mirror around and ask, what is your growth paradox? So as you think about your own business, here's the challenge for you. First, can you diagnose your own growth paradox? What is it? Then, start to evaluate which pathways might actually fit your brand. Find that sweet spot, that balance between scalability and intimacy, and above all else, choose a strategy that protects what makes you, you. I'll leave you with this one last thought to chew on. You have spent years building your strengths. They're the reason you've gotten this far. The question you have to ask now is, are they also the very things that are building the walls of your future limits?